Guys, today I'm going to be walking you through how to complete the Terminus Easter egg solo. Let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing to do is turn on power. If you don't know how to do it, the game literally tells you, but I'll run you through it quickly now. Turn on this first amp and then defend it for a minute. Once that's done, I like to go get 3 points by proning in front of Quick Revive and Stamina. Above the second amp, there is also a pool table. If you shoot the balls on the pool table, you get more 3 points, so make sure you do that too. Then turn on the second amp, do the same thing, defend that for 1 minute, and then finally go down through the cave into the biolab and defend the final amp. And there you go, power is on. So now you've got the power on, the next step of the Easter egg is to get the beam smasher. You can get this from the box, but I'm going to show you how to build it for free. However, if you already know how to do this, I'm going to put a timestamp where you can skip forward and then get straight on to the actual Easter egg steps. Once you've done that, you can jump into the water and bring up the Pack-a-Punch elevator if you want to. You can do it whenever you want. I just do it now just to save time. Also, before you leave the biolab, I would recommend going and getting dead wire on your gun real quick, because you're going to need that for the next step. Then head out the biolab and turn on this laptop, which is just below the lookout tower. It's by where you can get one of the rafts as well. Then go up towards Stamina Up, and just before you go in the Stamina Up room, turn to the left, and there's a laptop there which you need to turn on. And then finally, just outside where you get Quick Revive, there's another laptop. Turn that one on, and you've got all 3 on. Done. Once you've turned those all on, and you've made sure to get dead wire on your gun, go back down to the biolab, get on the Pack-a-Punch elevator, and activate it. Then on the way up, you want to turn around, and you're going to see a little electrical box inside this window. Shoot that with your dead wire gun, then turn to the right and shoot this box, then turn around and shoot the final box above Pack-a-Punch. Go into the room where you activated the second amp, and there should be a sparking box just above the amp there. Shoot that, follow the current outside, and there's a final box there. You have to shoot that, and the doors should open. Head inside the research office, and you're going to see a zombie crushed by a cabinet on the left. Kill that zombie, and it's going to drop you an EMF fob. Head to the C tower, where there's a briefcase with a zombie hand or a human hand. There's some hand attached to it. Either way, open it up and you're going to get the multiphasic resonator. Then take that back to the research office, and now you need to submit the code. There are 2 ways to do this. I'm going to show you the true way to do this. I'll show you afterwards an easy way to do it, but this is how real people do it. So as you can see, because you turned on the laptops earlier, you already have little post-it notes with X, Y, and Z, and it's got a little symbol below it. On that table in the background, the numbers going down, those equal the first digit, and the numbers going across the bottom equal the second digit. So for example, as you can see, the symbol that means X for me equals 20 because it's the 2 and then the 0. So once you figured out what number each letter represents, you then just have to do the little algebra formulas on the other board, which they're pretty easy. As long as you understand basic mathematics, you should be able to do it, right? So like 2x is just 2 times x, and so on and so forth. However, there is an alternative. If you can't do the maths, you can go up to Peck in the spawn room, and you'll see a monitor through the window. You can interact with that and pay 5,000 points, and Peck will give you the code. But 5,000 points is a lot of points. Once you put in the correct code, the screen is going to update on the machine, and it's going to be scanning the map. You now have to wait a few rounds for it to calibrate. So during this time, go off, do some side Easter eggs, do some sound trials, get some salvage, some points, perks, whatever you want to do for a few rounds. But a few rounds later, you're going to get an audio cue letting you know that the machine is calibrated and you can go on to the next step. You want to go back to the research office and get the multiphasic resonator and go over to Castle Rock. As you approach, you're going to see this blue orb appear. You need to get onto the island and place the multiphasic resonator. I can't make that. That's too long to say every single time. You're gonna place the MR below the blue orb, and it's gonna start this little trial thing you have to do. A bunch more zombies gonna spawn in, and eventually the blue orb is gonna zap one of them, and you'll see the zombies glowing blue. Kill that zombie, and a little blue orb is gonna drop on the floor. You need to then pick that up and put it inside the big orb. Just plan when you're gonna do this, because when you pick up the orb, you can't sprint and you can't like ADS or anything. So don't pick it up if zombies are in your way, because chances are you're gonna get stuck and you're gonna end up dying. Once you've done this twice, the orb is then going to float up into the sky and shoot off to another island. You there to pick up the MR that's left below it and follow that orb. The orb is now going to be on Crab Island, and it's going to be green. The only real difference here is that now you get some bugs spawning in, but besides that, it's the same process. You've got to kill a zombie that's glowing green this time, pick up the ball, put it inside the orb, do that twice. The ball is then going to fly away to another island. Don't forget to pick up the MR, and then you follow it. Hop on your boat and head over to Temple Island, where the orb is now going to be purple, and it's the same process again. You just got to kill zombies, put the ball inside the orb, done. Also, I recommend, whilst you're on these islands, look around the islands for these little glowing yellow lights, which are chests, because you can get some pretty good things. Like here, I got a refined Ethereum crystal, which gave me free double Pack-a-Punch. Anyways, once you put 2 of the balls into the orb is going to disappear, and then you'll be left with the amp munition. Pick that up, head back to the research office, and then you can build yourself the beam smasher. Once you've got the beam smasher, you can now start the proper Easter egg. And the first step of that is getting a hard drive from a tentacle trap. The hard drive is going to be in one of the 3 tentacle traps traps on the map. However, I found out last night on my Twitch stream, if you look on the floor by the tentacle traps, there's going to be this little sticker card thing below the trap, which gives you the hard drive. And then using the beam smasher, you shoot the central tentacle mouth thing, and it's going to spit out the hard drive. Pick up that hard drive, and then put it inside this box outside Peck's office. Now, go straight from there into the room next door where Quick Revive is, and look through this barrier. Look at what time it is, and remember the hour. So for me, it's about 25 past 2, so the number is 2. Then head down into the mess hall, and on this pinboard, you're going to see a playing card. For me, it's 3. Then head over to the engineering workshop, and you're going to see a safety first days without injury sign, and whatever number's there is your final number. Then go down to the biolab and interact with this central tube. Wait for the dialogue to go, then go back to that tube, interact with it, then put in those 3 numbers you just found. They have to be in order. Then turn this valve, and it's going to start the lockdown where you're going to have to fight your first boss of the Easter egg, Nathan. He's basically just a really strong amalgam. The best strategy I can give you for this is just run a loop around the biolab. Run forward, turn around, spray Nathan as much as you can, then keep running, turn around, spray Nathan, keep running, and so on and so forth. Just keep running around, spraying him, and you're going to kill him. Then once you've defeated Nathan, you want to jump off the bridge where his body is, and you're going to find this key card in the water down below. Once you've picked that up, you want to go to the communications room, and you'll see a monitor which is black with some green text on it. Interact with that screen, you'll get some sound cues, you know you've done it right. Then you need to hop onto a boat and head over to the shipwreck. Go underneath the shipwreck, and you're going to see this ladder. You need to climb up this ladder, and then you're going to go into this little room where there's going to be a bench with these 2 node connectors on it. Interact and pick up one of those, and it's going to start a lockdown sequence. It's a pretty easy lockdown. Just keep moving, shooting things. It's pretty easy. You'll be fine. Once you've cleared the lockdown, you're going to get a free max ammo as well, which is nice. Then pick up one of the node connectors, hop on your boat, and head over to Crab Island. There are 3 locations where you need to fix the cables. For me, it was Crab Island and just below the sea tower. However, there is a 3rd location in one of the caves. So if you head to one of these locations and it's already connected, you got to go to the caves. Once you fix these cables, head up to Peck, and he's going to give you a hacking device, which you then need to take to 3 buoys. I call them boys, but they might be buoys. I don't know. Hop on a boat and head out to this first buoy by the shipwreck. Stop driving the boat, and if you park correctly, you should be able to just hold interact by the buoy, pull up the hacking device, and then you can hack the buoy. You literally just have to do a loop around Terminus Island, and there's 3 buoys you have to do. The first one's by the shipwreck, the second one is by the rear dock, and the third one is in between Crab Island and Castle Rock Island. Now, once you've hacked those 3 buoys, you're going to have to defuse 3 bombs in the biolab. This step can cause some problems, but I highly recommend you bring at least 1 or 2 monkey bombs into this, because it just makes it a lot easier for yourself. But all you have to do really is go up to these bombs, hold interact, and defuse for as long as you can before you start getting overwhelmed or attacked by zombies. Stop defusing, run to the next one, defuse, get attacked, run away, defuse. For me, I had a sentry turret, I had some monkey bombs, so it was a little bit easier. But if you don't have any equipment, you don't need it. Just keep running in circles. Don't play it too ballsy and try and tank it for a bit longer, because chances are you're going to turn around and there's going to be too many zombies. You won't be able to get away, and you're just going to take it down. You do get given plenty of time to do this. Just keep moving and you'll be fine. Now, once you've defused all the bombs, you can now do the boss fight. However, I wouldn't recommend you rush straight into it, because this is quite a difficult boss. Obviously, if you're feeling brave, go for it, walk through the door, but I prefer to get a bit more prepped just to be on the safe side. If you want to do this boss fight fairly comfortably, I would say you want to get all your perks, 3-plate vest. You would also probably want to triple pack-a-punch the beam smasher, and then any extras you want you can get. You can get a score streak like a mutant injection or an attack chopper if you want to. It's not essential, but you can do. It makes it easier, and it's a backup. If you get in a corner and you're a bit stressed in the boss fight, you can activate one of those, and it's going to give you a second lifeline. But yeah, get the few bits you think you're going to need, and then you can go for the boss fight. The main strategy for this boss fight is you just kind of want to run side to side, dodging zombies, and every time he lifts up his tentacles and is about to smack down, hide behind boxes on either side of the platform. And that's basically all you need to do for the first couple stages, is just run side to side and shoot the glowing orbs that are on his shoulders. Just make sure you're constantly replating, use your beam smasher to spray the red ball on his shoulder. Eventually, you're going to do enough damage that you're going to complete that first stage of the boss fight, and he's going to go underwater. Now, for the second stage of the boss fight, he's going to go this sort of crusty, molten look, and when he's in this phase, you need to shoot him in the mouth. But the same rules sort of apply. Just run side to side, keep replating if you need to, if you get smacked like I just did, and sooner or later, you'll get the second stage done fine. Now, this final stage is where it can get very, very hectic, because not only are zombies and manglers spawning, but you also get amalgams spawning. So you're going to try keep an eye out on not getting hit by those, and not getting hit by the tentacle slap collapse. And now also the boss has this new phase, which is like a lightning phase, where he charges up this massive lightning ball and throws it down. You need to make sure you are hidden when he does this, because if you get hit by the lightning ball, it does an insane amount of damage. In fact, it may even one-shot you. Another thing is, in this final phase, he does do a thing where he leans forward and sticks his tongue out, I think. But when he does that, do not run into the tongue, because if you run into the tongue, he's going to pick you up, scoop you inside his mouth, and then you're going to die. But hopefully, after all of that, you're going to defeat the boss, and you're going to have completed the Terminus Easter egg. If this guide helped, leave a little like, and subscribe if you want to, because I'm going to be uploading more zombies content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.